we find that out too. It's like a lot of people when they first start off, they're like, I tell people like my dream when I opened my gym was to make 10,000 a month, and I was going to be set for life. And if I made 10,000 this month, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble.
In a lot of trouble.
But it's like you go to different levels. But we have clients that are like, if people don't believe it, it's like, oh, we say 20, 30 and they freak out. But if we've got one client, it's like he does like 120 a month. I mean, it's
120,000 a month, which sounds just
doesn't even make sense.
Insane. Yeah.
Like I went and verified with my own two eyes because I'm like, how is this even possible? It's like, without running a scuzzy, shitty. I mean, that dude runs an amazing.
You can do it in a really shitty way. You absolutely can.
Chris runs an amazing program, amazing everything. And it's like, dude, he makes it, and it's literally just like.
But he doesn't. He does it the right way.
Which leads into like a question we had. People were talking about: can you run a gym on autopilot?
Yeah. So a lot of people have different goals. Again, Paul's first goal was 10,000 a month. Some people's first goal is 30 students, 100 students, 50 students, whatever it is. Some people's goal is 50,000 a month. Everybody is a little bit different. Sometimes goals, and this is really how it should be, goals move away from the monetary thing and they move into, but what is my life like? What is my life like? What am I doing? And if you're a one-person show, a one-man show, or what I like to call a mom and pop jiu-jitsu shop, if that's your deal right now, I would love for you to think about what is it like or what is your dream on how much you want to be in the academy? How much are you thinking that you want to be doing in your perfect world, in your point B? Like, again, your point A to point B. At the end of the day, what does your ultimate dream academy look like? And what are you doing in there? And I would go ahead and argue, I'd love to hear from you on this, but I would go ahead and argue that most people aren't trying to do exactly the same thing that they're doing right now. Is that fair?
Fair.
I think it's fair. Even if you are a person who loves teaching, like maybe you love teaching, you might not want to ever stop teaching. And that's totally fine. We've got a few people. Brandon McCaffrin is someone that's popping off the top of my head.
He breathes to teach.
He loves teaching. My husband loves to teach. He doesn't want to teach every class, but he loves to teach jiu-jitsu. He loves to study jiu-jitsu and write curriculum. Those are his favorite things. So for him and his point B, he's kind of living his point B already. His favorite thing to do is just teach. So all he does in our academy is just teach and just write curriculum. That's it. He doesn't answer phones. He doesn't have anything to do with those systems at all. He knows they
call me bro.
Yeah, he's not allowed to answer phones actually, which is a whole thing because he says the wrong thing in them.
It's what they love about our stuff. It's so transparent. We have the craziest shit happen.
I know. Yes, my husband. The famous story is my husband answered a phone call once because I literally stepped to the restroom for like a second and a half, and I walked back to him saying, "You called me bro" on the phone to a prospect, which maybe the guy deserved it. I don't know. Sometimes you get those phone calls with those guys. Those guys who just want to like, do you know every name I've ever heard of in jiu-jitsu? And Chris clearly wasn't having it. And so he gave the "you called me bro," which was his last phone call he's ever taken at the academy. He has not had another one. And he's not allowed to answer the phones for that reason. But yeah, full transparency on all of that. So a lot of people's goals, if it's your goal to teach, there's that you can build everything around that. Every system, every person in the academy, you can build things around you to allow you to do what you want. Some people have goals like being on autopilot. Or I like this, Kelly, I want the option to be there. I don't want to have to be there. And so it brought up a really great point of somebody who said, I want to be on autopilot. And Paul is kind of like the guy who's done all of this already and found the sweet spot of where to operate. Paul, can you be 100% on autopilot with your academy? No, what happens?
I tried. Everything implodes because when it's, you have to have, and I use the example, Amy and I were talking about this before the call. It's like, you look at a guy like Elon Musk. If you put Tesla on autopilot, what's going to happen? It's going to fucking crater, any of this space. So you have to be involved. Unfortunately, you might be involved at a higher level with a good team and everything, but autopilot is super hard. It's like you got your hands in the mix still. I tried at one point and it really backfired on me.
Yeah. And I think that there's a difference between what we're seeing in the comments right now with this flex time versus a full-on autopilot. And exactly.
Flex time's where it's at.
Flex time's where it's at. And
Well, it's just cool because like David Fox, another client of ours, posted the other day, like that his kids see, they know what hard work is, but they also know what it's like when you can be like, hey, Dad, I don't feel good. Can you stay home? Or, hey, I got this project. Can you stay home? Or, and it's like, and have that ability, it's like to be like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to work today. What do we got? And it's the ultimate freedom that we have as gym owners. It's amazing. We have the best freaking job. Even though you have bad days, sometimes we have the best job on earth. Like 100% phenomenal.
Totally agree.